I'm Adam Goodson, and we're here at my farm picking Grin Farms, like picking and grinning, here in Bristol, Virginia. So this was my papa's cattle farm, started back in the 80s. As a kid, I would come up here and help throw around hay bales and stuff like that, and I always loved it here. In my late 20s, I came back to the area, was able to get some grants to build greenhouses with, and it just kind of led me into the farming industry. I chose mushrooms because when I was getting into growing produce, I went around to a lot of the chefs around the area and asked them what they had a hard time finding, to try to find what kind of niche markets I could get into. And all of them would say the same thing, it was always mushrooms. So when I first started, I was under the impression that mushrooms were a lot more difficult to grow than I have actually found them to be. I did everything indoors. I tried to sterilize a room inside and use fluorescent lights, and it just, the power bill kept getting higher, and contamination risks were happening. So I said, I gotta go back to the drawing board. I had this produce greenhouse here that I would just kind of on the side experiment with mushrooms in it, and they did fantastic out here. They, if you think about them growing in the woods, they love fresh air, they love a little bit of sunlight, they love some, freedoms. When I first moved up here, I took a bunch of old cattle stalls apart and refurbished the wood to frame up walls. There were 3 stalls in there, and in my head I knew I needed 3 rooms inside. One for a cooler, one for a lab, and one for incubation, which is where we grow the mushroom spawn. I was able to take those cattle stalls apart and put up some styrofoam panels and run some power and put up some lights and transfer everything into the mushroom grow. There were things like an old cistern here that I could use to capture rainwater with. There was an old watering trough that he used for his cattle that is now my sink. So currently my focus is on just a few mushrooms. Right now I am focusing on blue oyster, lion's mane, chestnut, and reishi. The blue oyster and the chestnut are gourmet culinary mushrooms. They're really delicious. They have a lot of nutritional value to them. The lion's mane is considered gourmet and medicinal. It's a really special mushroom. It's really good for your brain, your nervous system. So I have the ability to be able to sell that as a fresh mushroom, or I can make a dual extract tincture and sell medicine to people. The reishi mushroom is a very potent medicinal mushroom. It's good for literally everything. It's the one that I recommend more than anything else. Currently, you can catch me at the Abingdon Farmers Market. I'm there Tuesdays and Saturdays. If you can't catch me there, Abingdon Commons in Abingdon, Virginia on Main Street carry my produce and my tinctures as well.